Hello everybody, I am mienfoo Wisdom. Today we're going to talk about mienfoo. Why is mienfoo so good? It has good stats basically. It has good stats, typing ability, and move pool. With knock off and U-turn, two of mienfoo's best moves. It also reaches the 17 speed tier. That's important because it has a whopping 15 attack for high jump kick. So with 17 and 15, mienfoo basically 2-hit KOs the entire tier. Let's open the damage calc. And fake out, doing 3 damage on mienfoo, left at 18. Knock off, doing 3 damage to mienfoo, it's left at 15. Then without an Eviolite, high jump kick does 16 damage minimum. That means that if you low roll knock off, it still will be an OHKO. So that's basically, with fake out, a 2-hit KO on mienfoo. Let's not reply to Naive Bird. I'm recording right now. Mienfoo also benefits from Terra because it has Regenerator. It can become any type. Poison is pretty good. Because then it becomes a mienfoo answer. Why is knockoff so good? Because of Eviolite. The Eviolite item boosts your defenses. Well, let's go back to stats. Mienfoo has the ability to hit 14 in one of its stats, which makes it a premier wall of 21-14. It becomes the benchmark for bulk as well. Let's say Mudbray. Well, Mudbray's a bad example because it's very strong. It's one of the few things that can break mienfoo. Let's go Volibee. With 14 and 21, you can live every roll except for one from Volibee Bravebird. Very important calc. This means you can knock off a Volibee as it comes in. Does -3 damage. So at 20 HP with the weak armor drop. And no Eviolite. High jump kick is an OHKO. After a knockoff. And this is because of knockoff. It's because of knockoff that makes mienfoo so good. If it didn't have knockoff, it wouldn't be a top tier, in my opinion. It would be high, but it wouldn't be a top tier. Let's open the viability rankings and just show you exactly how dominant mienfoo is. It's S tier. It's top #1 Pokemon. Let's open the sheet. S, 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 S. All S's. Go down to Volibee. Where is it? Volibee here. S. A plus. S, 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 S. So mienfoo is consensus #1. It's used on 95% of teams. If we open up, give me a minute here. We open up the replay stats from the recent LCPL tour. This is top level SV. Usage. mienfoo 100%. 100% usage. This should be on every team. The top dog of LC. If you want to get into LC, you should be using mienfoo. So let's get into what mienfoo checks there are. You got fungus. Go back to viability. Fungus is the highest ranked mienfoo check, besides Volibee, which checks it offensively, but fungus is the highest ranked mienfoo check. Has let's just build it right quick. With 2515, you live a Mudbray. You live 2 Mudbray Earthquakes after rocks, unless they're adamant. This thing usually runs Spore, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, and Synthesis. Let's open up the damage calc and just show you what's up with fungus. Resists HJK. And basically, you can come in on any mienfoo move, and this is not even the right set. 236. Let's take this down to 76. 6-7 backwards if you didn't know. This makes it so you can withstand any move and regen it off. Makes fungus an excellent Pokemon. Runs Terra Ghost or Terra Water. So every team should have a mienfoo and a mienfoo check. Because it's 100% usage. So let's continue with the checks. You have Marini, which runs a typical set like this. I actually wrote the Marini. I wrote the Marini analysis. So if you read that, it's from me. Marini has slightly more bulk, so it's a sturdier check. Let's check the calc on that. You see it's taking less damage from a high jump kick, less damage from knockoff. And more importantly, it takes less damage when it gets knocked off. Compare that to fungus. .236 knocked off. As you can see, you take 7 to 8 damage, but with Marini you take less. So it's bulkier, it's also a water type, which is good against Sandshrew, Alola, Growlithe, Hisui, which like to break holes. The only issue is it's a water type, which means it's weak to Elekid. It's a poison type, so it's ground weak. It's weak to Mudbrain, Sandshrew, Alola. It's Earthquake. It's weak to Diglett, Alola, and typically people run Fungus to be better into the ground types. Again, I recommend using the 25 HP, 15 defense, 13 SPDF set because it has favorable calcs. And those are the two standard brings. That's Fungus and Marini. These synergize well with Mienfoo itself because they have a regenerator core. So you can actually form a balanced team in Little Cup. Balance exists. It's kind of miraculous. So let's build a team here. I think I'm going to build a Fungus team. Always make sure your IVs are correct. Mienfoo Fungus, that's perfect for us. Now Fungus is kind of vulnerable to a bunch of things. There's a lot of low tier Pokemon that take advantage of Fungus, like Jangmo, Chespin, Ponyard to an extent, Oddish, Bronzor. So you can easily be, Sandshrew, Alola specifically, you can easily be overwhelmed on your Fungus. Because of that, you can run Terra Water, or I like Terra Ghost. I'll run Terra Ghost. Well, before we build the team, let's continue on with the others. Larvesta is the best option outside of Mienfoo, or Larvesta is the best option outside of Fungus or Marini to check Mienfoo because it has Flame Body, it burns, it resists fighting with bug typing. Let's check the calc on that. It's very bulky as well. It has a pivot move with U-turn. That's why it's used on more offensive teams with the Gothita. But all these Pokemon have recovery, as you can see. And that's why they're used the most. Because recovery is very important for checking Mienfoo long term. Right? And so there is tech on Mienfoo to beat Larvesta. Instead of Fake Out, you run Stone Edge or Acrobatics. And that way you can check Larvesta. Although Stone Edge is better. Acrobatics is a mid-ground between Larvesta and Fungus. And it also hits opposing Mienfoo. Next up we have Coughing. Coughing is underrated in my opinion. It has neutralizing gas to stop Regenerator. So it's useful on regen spam teams like this with Mienfoo and Fungus. Comes in on both of those Pokemon. You can run Destiny Bond, that's an option. Run Sleep Talk on this and make it a perfect Fungus answer. So I recommend having 12 SPDF if you choose to do that. Ekans is a very offensive mienfoo check. It's for teams that want to cripple mienfoo for later to use it as setup fodder. Ekans has a lot of utility with glare and knockoff. It's a one-time check because it doesn't have recovery. It's not as bulky as the others. It's pretty fast, and that's one of the reasons you use it. So we're weak to Volaby here, to be plain. Volaby, we check the calc. Specifically Adamant Volaby we're weak to, because it runs Terra Flying. We look at the calc with Adamant Volaby. Put this in our clipboard. Adamant Volaby has a 75% chance to OHKO fast foo. And we're just talking about fast foo right now. We'll build a slow foo team later. So we need a Volaby check. Let's look at the viability rankings. What would be a good Volaby check? Volaby of our own, to trade with it, would be nice. But that's not robust. So our options are Glimmet, Tinkatink, Chinchou, Elekid to an extent, Sandshrew-Alola to an extent. I think we'll go with a Tinkatink on this team. We'll do Fungus Tink. And with Tinkatink, you want to run fast on it in this climate because Nasty Plot Volaby is a menace. And you still get the... I don't know if we're running Nasty Plot Vol actually. Let's save that for now. The move in question is Knockoff, because Tinkatink gets the ability Pickpocket. So you can still have item removal with Tinkatink, even if you don't have Knockoff. It's nice to have Knockoff, because you can still knock off items from incoming Toedscool or Mudbray, and that's a good way to cripple them for later for other Pokemon. But we'll leave that blank because I'm not sure on our Volaby yet. Now we have a specific fire weakness. If we check the calc, Growlithe Hisui, Flare Blitz does a lot of damage. We have no switch-ins right now. We can change this to Terra Water Mienfoo. And that way we have one switch-in. But I think we should be more robust. We should look at the calc, and not look at the calc, look at the options we have. We have Stealth Rock on Tinkatink. I think we had a Shellos here. Shellos is the best check for Sandshrew-Alola and Elekid. No, sorry. Shellos is the best check for Sandshrew-Alola and Growlithe Hisui. It has a physical water bulk. And so with Fungus, Tinkatink, and Shellos, we form a great grass water steel core. We're going to be able to wall most of the metagame with that. That means we can remove Stealth Rock from our Tinkatink. Are we running this set? I think we should. We should run this set. Terra Poison. That way we can be less finicky with our Fungus and still have a poison type. in the back. And so our team is very slow at this point. We need win cons. So I think we are going to go Nasty Plot Volibee on this set. I like Timid because of Fast Tink. Timid, oh, that's not what I wanted. Timid will help us win the speed tie versus Fast Tink and potentially get a KO. Put Thunderwave on there. And then our last Pokemon, I want something fast. Could go Elekid. Elekid's an excellent breaker. I'm thinking Diglett Alola though. Diglett Alola will put pressure on opposing mienfoo since our Volibee doesn't do that. I'm sorry, I'm going to take a bathroom break. Be right back. Okay, folks, I'm back. Yes, that was fast. Yes, I did wash my hands. We have the option to put another move on here. I'm going to go with knockoff. Since we don't have knockoff on Volibee, I think Draining Kiss Thunderwave Encore knockoff is going to be perfect for us. But why Diglett Alola? Diglett Alola threatens Glimmet, threatens Tinkatink, and threatens Chinchou. These are all switch-ins for Nasty Plot Volibee. And so I think we go with U-turn. Nasty Plot U-turn. Let's load up a game. Maybe we'll get a game. Who knows? It's 2:30 a.m. So this is our mienfoo core. Mienfoo team. And this is just one mienfoo that we built around here. There's other options like slow foo, scarf foo. Oh, I guess let's get into it. Let's get into the weeds. The mienfoo video is going to be long. The other option is slow foo, where you put your EV points into bulk instead of speed, and in this case you live more things, like the calc we saw earlier, where Volaby Oko's mienfoo if it's adamant. Look, if it's slow foo, that no longer happens. See, it does 18 to 20. It's 23. Let's see. Because we have 15 defense and 23 HP, we come in on rocks, and we have a 6.3% chance to Oko. Let's put that calc in Little Cup chat. And so let's build our slow food team. And on this team, let's use something besides fungus. Pick your favorite, really. Pick which one appeals to you the most. You can build with all of these. And it should be fine. I think with slow foo, we want something faster. I'm going to go with Larvesta. And I want a 16 speed Larvesta. We'll be sacrificing some bulk, but we will be able to Morning Sun. We'll be sacrificing bulk, but we'll be able to outspeed some things like Volaby. U-turn. Trailblaze. I think we want to Zen Headbutt. This will counter Marini. Let's go with 15 Larvesta instead. Morning Sun, U-turn, Zen Headbutt, Flare Blitz. That's Psychic Fire coverage. If you're cheeky, you can change this with Flame Charge or Trailblaze. Terra Grass. And that way Larvesta will be a win con as opposed to a win con on top of being a mienfoo check. It'll check mienfoo with its 1523. Let's look at the calc for that. See, defensive pivot. We want this to be 1523. Yes, that looks good. We're still taking like nothing peanuts from mienfoo, even if we have our light off. Oh, we got a game. This is not a serious game. This is Sun. Bronzor is going to be coming out here. I think we want to get rocks up. Let's take a break and play this game. I want to save this Pokemon. Makes sense. Fake out here to stall Sun. Yep. Now we knock off and U-turn. Fake out, knock off, U-turn. Excellent. Fake out, knock off, U-turn is an excellent sequence for mienfoo. I'm going to sacrifice my fungus to the birds. I think I'm safe without it, especially versus sun. Let's open up dual panel. We can have calc decks open. Charmander comes in. If we Terra, do we survive? Not overheat. This is a 75%. I think we just Spore. Oh, we would have survived that. This is either Scarf or Eviolite. Could be Eviolite with that damage. I think it's Scarf. If it's Scarf, do we Oko with Sucker Punch? No. I'm going to send out Shellos here. Now this looks way more favorable to me than an Ice Beam. It's not Scarf, that's good. We can recover here. And right now we're testing the team. We're looking to see if we have any weak points. Sun is a good way to test, I guess. Bellsprout's in. Could have Power Whip. Let's look. We want this to not be minus attack. Nature. Jolly. If it's Power Whip, no. It's running 236. Still doesn't Oko, it has to be Adamant. And if it's Adamant, then I'm not worried. Giga Drain doesn't Oko. Could Terra Poison here. Survive the Giga Drain and get my Pokemon back. I like that actually. Now I'm going to go Volibee. No. Oh, it worked out. Can U-turn here, and it should Oko. 15 out of 16 chance. Didn't get it. It's Eviolite. Confirmed it's Eviolite. This thing is going to click Overheat. Good play. I should outspeed with, is that Modest? Overheat does 71%. Can't be, must be Specs. No, it's Eviolite. It's Modest Eviolite. We can U-turn out here. I think Diglett is our best bet. I'm going to try and get some usage out of Tinkatink while it's here. In comes Hoppet. This is going to use Sunny Day. Knock off Eviolite. That's good to know. Solar Beam's doing peanuts. We're getting good value out of our Tinkatink. Players rated 11, 12. We're at 14, 10. It's time to sack the Tinkatink. And get our guy in. I'm going to substitute here, expecting them to switch. Or do that. Perfect. We burn Terra. Don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about you. Cottony should have came in there. Here it is. Poison type is the perfect answer. I'm going to recover here. And then switch to Volibee on the Encore. Cotton Guard. This might not be Encore. Encore is Cottony's best move, so use it. And there we go. We got 6 points. GG. Let's be kind. So that was a success. It was not a highly rated player, but they did not have a meta team, but this team was a success. Let's name it Fast Mienfoo Team. With the Slow Mienfoo Team, I think we go U-turn on Larvesta with Morning Sun and this bulk. We could even go 76 here. $36, 196. What's our 116? 116 with a jolly nature. This is our set. Instead of Will-O-Wisp, we have Zen Headbutt. See, if we look at this calc, Larvesta's not doing damage versus Mienfoo. Will 2-hit KO after rocks. So let's put a Rocksmon on there. Mudbray is a good Rocksmon. We're going to play our Larvesta quite fast. And that's why we have Terra Poison on Mienfoo. Got a sturdy core here. It's weak to water moves. So I think we put Chinchou on there. Pivot Chinchou with flip turn instead of volt switch. Because we want to pivot on opposing Chinchou. Put surf. I like this. Stunky Goth. I'm not explaining this one very well. Slow mienfoo team. So let's go over it. We have slow mienfoo, very bulky, 13, 15, 23 premier bulk. We have the same bulk on this Larvesta. Flare Blitz, the chance to Oko. It'll Oko after rocks, so it's game plan around having rocks up. And that includes having a Terra Ghost Chinchou. Okay. Let's go Scald. Really fish for burns. Burns is going to help our Larvesta stay in the game. It's going to help mienfoo. Wall, basically the entire tier. And let's go Terra Ghost on Goth. For the trap inches out there. This one's a little unorthodox because I'm using Larvesta. Hello. We've got a standard team here. They're going to want to get rocks up quickly to limit my Larvesta. So I'm going to play against that and send out Chinchou first. How many points? 1265. We can take points from this guy. And you'll see how the team works in action. Knock off on Snubble's good. It's going to Thief here. I'm going to go into Larvesta, try to poison, or, whoa, Trailblaze. It doesn't have anything to hit me. I think Trailblaze means no Thief. Zen Headbutt into Flare Blitz is always a kill. And Zen Headbutt on the Marini coming in. I'm going to U-turn here expecting them to go Snubble again. We have the same game plan. Zen headbutt. They go Volibee, that's a good play. But it allows us to get our Mudbray in. It's not knockoff. We're going to try and chip this by getting it burned from a rapid spin. They put my Larvesta to sleep. Please burn. No burn. We've been asleep 2 turns. We have maybe to wake up. I don't want to risk that. We finally take the knockoff on Marini. Now we can U-turn. Ooh, cheeky poison. What if they Terra here? Psychic still Okos if it's neutral. Could be Terra Steel. It's Calc. Psychic does not Oko, but we don't have a different play. I believe it's Terra Ghost. If not, Terra Dragon. Yeah, we take the Marini. In comes Volibee, that's to be expected. We still have a full health Mudbray. Terra Blast. Terra Blast Ghost. I clicked Close Combat expecting Toadstool to come in. I'm not worried about this. His Sucker Punch does extraordinary damage. We have a full health Chinchu. And we're not likely to be Oko'd. Well, now we are. Yep. We outspeed here, so we go for a Scald. Get a lucky burn. Whoa. That did such little damage. Yeah, it should have done 22, but instead it did 19. Which means they're timid. I think. Timid. Yes, they are timid. Timid with a low roll. So we Thunderbolt for most damage. And I don't mind if I run these roofs out. As long as I'm chipping you into Stunky range. 60%. Usually does 18 damage. Yeah. They made the wrong play. You're supposed to mud shot first because you can get stealth rocks after, and it gives you damage on Stunky. I think my Stunky comes in now and claims one. Gunk shot into sucker kills. They might spore again. So I'm going to go mienfoo on spore. Exactly. Fake out here. I'm going to try and chip this into sucker punch range or chip the snubble. Mienfoo's perfect. We can sack here. Because if they're burned, U-turn doesn't kill. They have to high jump kick to get a kill here. U-turn beautiful into Gothita. And we get a Terra set. No, we don't Terra. We just get a Psychic here. No matter what, we're putting things into Stunky range. And that's how the team works. I'm guessing this is more offensively. Yep. More offensively put, so that roll was actually in our favor. This wants to rapid spin. I'm going to Terra Ghost. So you can't rapid spin. And now Stunky should win. Oh, it's close. We need more mienfoo chip. Don't get the poison. Because it's spore, it's probably not earth power. I'd imagine it's knockoff on this set. Could be earth power though. Don't have EP. Sad. Figured because you're spore. No, he left. Okay. And that's how that team works. See how we use mienfoo as a slow pivot. It was able to wall multiple Pokemon. And I think we'll end it here, folks. We'll come in with a mienfoo part 2 where we talk about Scarf. And here, show you a sneak peek. Swords Dance and Scarf. Two very good sets, very offensive mienfoos. And we'll talk about that next time. Thank you for watching, folks. This has been Empty Wisdom. This is the mienfoo episode, part 1, or part 2 of my team building series. If you'd like the pace for these teams, I'll put them in the description. And yeah, have a great rest of your night.